because we had Stu or it was Steve and Stu, I think, because you guys used to drop like Beavis and Butthead before it was Beavis and Butthead, before it was popular. I can remember that in class. I'm like, you guys are going to be famous.
Okay. Yeah. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Sag Nasty, if anybody asks me podcast. We have a totally new perspective today. A person who definitely has a story to tell. When I met this girl, she was unquestionably one of the sweetest people I've ever met. She often wore a cute bow in her hair. She was renowned for her polka dot t-shirt she'd wear on special occasions. Her strawberry blonde hair and freckles made her look like a kid you'd see on a Campbell's soup advertisement or in a musical like a Little Orphan Annie. She was constant throughout my elementary, middle, and high school years, like a North Star. But then life happened. Our lives went different directions, but the foundation that we had established as elementary school kids at Westdale Elementary remained intact. She comes to us with a story to tell, a new perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Christine Dickey, aka the Dickey Dog.
Dicky Dog. Hello.
You know, you're one of the few that got the dog name. It's only you and Kelly. Me, you, and
That's
Kelly.
right.
Slade
I still call her
Dog,
Slade
Dickey
Dog. Yep.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. That was her like AOL username for a really long time.
That is so awesome. That is super awesome. Yeah. AOL, that brings me back already, back in the day.
Yeah, Messenger.
Yeah. I met so many people that way. So anyways, I'd like to start off the conversation with the first time we met. So I had moved to Westdale in third grade, or like in middle of third grade even. And I went into our third grade teacher. Remember this teacher?
Oh, Miss Eimers. She was my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Miss Eimers. One of my favorite teachers ever. I can't believe I don't think I've said her name yet on the podcast. She was just amazing.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw her up until I was about 20. I would keep in touch with her. We would go to dinner. Yeah. She was like a huge mentor to me.
That is so awesome. Yeah, she was amazing. She tried to keep in touch with me, but I don't know. Back in those days without like Messenger and stuff like that, I didn't.
Yeah, and cell phones. It's hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were really close too. Yeah, so I walked into Mrs. Eimers' class. I was so sad to leave my elementary school, and there you were, one of the first people to greet me. So kind already, so just so friendly. What do you remember about that time? What do you remember? Do you remember meeting me at those days?
Oh yeah,
it seems like we've known each other always.
Always. Like I don't particularly remember the moment that you like walked to the class, but I do remember the moment of instantly being friends with you. I think like I was a pretty outgoing kid, so I never was one that was gonna like shy away from somebody new coming in. I was gonna welcome them, and you kind of clicked with the guys that I was friends with in class, because we had Stu or it was Steve and Stu, I think, because you guys used to drop like Beavis and Butthead before it was Beavis and Butthead, before it was popular. I can remember that in class. I'm like, you guys are going to be famous. But I just remember you were funny. I remembered you were super kind. Like you could sing. I love that. And you were just like a cool kid.
That is so
like you
awesome.
Didn't ever seem shy. You never seemed like scared, and I like that about you.
I was scared at first, but Miss Eimers really created a good environment in that class. She was really welcoming. You know, like some teachers are like, yeah, say hi, kids, you know, but she really made sure to like stick to me at the beginning.
Yeah.
So like every minute or so, there she was making sure that the other kids were treating me well. Yeah, which, you know, with you and I think like Mike Mays, a few other people were very like welcoming to me.
Yeah.
And just making sure that I didn't like get out of line or anything like that. So
yeah,
she really created an environment. Yeah. So for you, it's kind of the same as like we have a spiritual connection, because it's like you hit the ground running when we meet each other. It's like you don't have a memory. You have that feeling already. It's like even though it's third
Yeah,
grade, it actually seems like before third grade, it's like we had like the spiritual bond where you're just like
absolutely.
basically like a
Yeah.
sister, even though we're the same age, it's like a sister spiritual bond. And you don't always get to have that with everyone. And I think it's because of you. It's not because of me. I don't have that spiritual
No, I
energy
don't
like
believe
that.
that.
I
Oh, I
think
don't
it's
believe that.
you.
No,
I
no, no.
think it's you because I
But
see
I do
other
think
people
it's
have
pretty
that.
amazing that we
Yeah.
stayed friends for the whole
Hmm.
time,
Hmm. I think
like
I
our
think it's
whole
something
time.
about your sweetness that people are like drawn to. Actually, Kelly, I think it's like the dog name. Kelly has that too,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you just hit the ground running with you. But what do you remember about that little girl in third grade with the beautiful smile and the polka dot shirt and the bow? Third
At
grade.
that time in third grade, she was very happy. Like, I loved school. I loved everybody in school. I never was one that didn't want to go.
Mhm.
Um, God, the future seemed like it was so, everything seemed so far away that I couldn't even imagine how fast that little third grader had to grow up.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But she was real happy then. You know, she had a good home life at that time. And yeah, anxiety hadn't kicked in or mental health yet. So she was soaring. She was just loving it.
That's what
Happy.
I
I
felt.
was a happy kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it really felt like, is just like that consistent smile, consistency. Because
Yeah.
when you get older, you realize inconsistency usually has to do with stuff at home or internal things somehow, but you were consistently you, versus like Stu, who was super moody, for example. But it's
Right.
funny when I look back at him, it's like, wow, you were so moody when you were young. It's so cute. Because I don't remember him being moody, but when I look at the videos and stuff like that, it's like, wow, you were a little brat. I don't remember you
Yeah.
being bratty to me. Like probably not to you
No, me
either.
neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me
Yeah,
either. He was
exactly.
always nice. That's funny.
Yeah. So